What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Flash Season 3 video where we discuss, is it possible for Godspeed to ever come to the Flash Season 3, or possibly in the future? And I think we have a likely story possibly setting up, but there are a lot of speedsters on the show. Of course, there are obviously Barry, we've got Kid Flash, we've also got Jesse Quick, and of course Jay Garrick. Not to mention we have the Black Flash, if you can count him in this speedster crew, and also Reverse Flash, and anyone else who uses velocity or something like that. But of course we've got Savitar as well, so there's a hell of a lot of speedsters on the show. So I'm worried it might get a bit crowded, but adding someone like Godspeed would be really cool because it's a relatively new character. So now the Black Flash, ever since we saw him in the Legends of Tomorrow episode, well, it's been very interesting because obviously Hunter Zolomon had turned into the Black Flash somewhat, although we don't exactly know just exactly how that process will be working, or if it was the fact that he was possessed or whatever. But the Black Flash may be key to actually having Godspeed on this show. So we've got the Black Flash here on the show, and well, who is it chasing? Well, it's chasing Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne, of course, because, well, he's been messing with time. But, well, what does the Black Flash need to do? He needs to take out Eobard Thawne for whatever reason. So, with all this in front of us, it looks like obviously Eobard's going to have a big task ahead of him. So we've got Eobard Thawne looking for the Spear of Destiny over on Legends of Tomorrow, and well, he wants to make reality actually become, well, everything. So he wants to have the Spear of Destiny and put himself back in the timeline. So he's in that kind of weird space where he doesn't actually exist, but, well, he actually does. Now, I can't imagine it would be simply as easy as having him use a spear and then he's just like, oh, yep, I'm in reality. I'm actually in the timeline here. So what it probably will be is the fact that it would make it that, well, Eddie never actually perished over on the Flash, and that, well, Eddie was the one who now brought him back into existence, which I think would be a very interesting thing, and we know that he's back on the show at some point. So Godspeed is one of the newest speedsters to exist in the Flash universe. August Hart was released and revealed in DC Rebirth, where he was the only person to ever see Barry's transition or his accident. This led him to, well, actually get powers due to a Speed Force storm. And, well, he has a similar story to Barry, where his brother was actually killed and he wants to find and work out who the killer was, which led him to join the police. And, well, yeah, August does not follow the same path as Barry and uses very questionable methods to become a Godspeed speedster. And it's pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out on DC Rebirth. You can get some cheap comics in the links in my description as well. Plug. So later on in the story, these Speed Force lightning storm things are actually creating speedsters, quite a lot of them in fact, and Godspeed decides to actually siphon off all of their powers for himself. Now, I don't really think that it could be Savitar, but it's interesting that they kind of following a similar path, and just the fact that Rebirth only came out at the end of probably last season, it was a bit weird, and I find it strange that they would include something so recent in the comics. But actually, it would make a lot of sense because Savitar is probably, after all these Speedsters, to siphon off their powers for his own gain. However, there could be someone else. Now, someone who would fit the bill would be quite decent would be Eddie Thawne. He's worked at the police department and he fits the kind of mould as August Hart, and possibly the Spear of Destiny could bring Eobard properly into reality by having Eddie survive and perhaps also become Godspeed, which would be pretty neat as well. I know this is a long shot, but I think it would honestly work really, really well. So that's it for this video. Please do drop a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.